in. It is Midday Talk with Lusuko this afternoon from 1 p.m. From Monday till Saturday 1, we do this thing where we invite people, incredible people, that come here to share their amazing stories of what they're doing, what they've been through. Some pastors come and share testimonies, some businessmen come and shed light on how they've been running their businesses. Everyone comes with their story, and no story is less important. I believe that all these stories, they are there to inspire us. They are there to be a mirror in our lives, to show us that, okay, I can relate. This also has been my story. That's what we are trying to do here on Midday Talk with Luzuko. So please go and share our page on Facebook. It is Agape FM. And also, if you have a question for our guest this afternoon, you can contact us on our WhatsApp number. The number is 067 9944 546 067 9944 546. Our guest this afternoon. Okay, before I introduce him, let me go to a quick ad break and pay bills, and then after that, I'll introduce our guest. Xola Speelman is our guest this afternoon. He is a content developer, creative and solution-driven person who is involved in empowering young people from different backgrounds through initiatives that are about building a better future and better society. He is the founder of and creative director of the WhatsApp magazine. Xola has an amazing story to tell. And he is joining us this afternoon. So as I said earlier on, that if you have a question that you would like to ask him, because I believe that because he wants to help young people in the society, so you might have a question that you want to ask. If you have that question, send it to our WhatsApp number 067 9944 546 067 9944 546. Xola, welcome on Agape FM, sir.
Thank you so much, Pedram. Thank you so much, Pedluzuko, and for the opportunity also for you guys inviting me here. I really appreciate it.
I believe when you were in high school,
yeah,
content developer and all those concepts were not as big as they are right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The content developer idea and also the actual word is starting to buzz now, and which is something that's growing. And back then it wasn't something that was on the know for us as young people. Yeah.
When then did it become? When did that switch come on to be like, okay, I want to do this. This is more me than I'm in love. I'm in tune with this thing.
Yeah.
When did that come about in your life?
I think as a person, growing up and also the experience of starting things here and there, like initiatives, like I remember we had groups like music groups we started back then with friends, and also choirs, and also I've been part of some of the community development projects. So that's when I noticed that I really love to start things from scratch. And that's where I've noticed that this thing is growing in me, and I enjoy seeing things in my mind and then be able to put it on paper and implement it. Yeah.
And for it to make sense.
Yes.
So what is then WhatsApp magazine? Because this is, you say that you started it last year, and as we were talking earlier on, you said you wanted it to be a Nelson Mandela Bay thingy, but then people from outside started contacting you and be like, dude, please, we want to be involved in this thing.
Yeah.
So what is WhatsApp magazine?
So WhatsApp magazine, it's a digital magazine. Some will say online magazine, but I always say to people it's half online, but they say no, man, it's online. And the reason why I'm saying it's half online, I believe if I'm saying online, I mean people going to maybe your browser and then start to look for whatever they are looking for, which is fully online to me. And when we are saying half online, I'm talking about something that you can easily get. It's already installed on your phone. You don't have to go to a browser to look for it, which is your WhatsApp. So the idea of the magazine started last year, July. And when I started it, it was because when I saw the magazine, I remember I was in a flight from Joburg and I was going through a magazine on a flight. And when I went through this actual magazine, what I've noticed is that there's big, beautiful businesses stories on this magazine. And I couldn't relate to any story until I bumped into one story of a black guy. I'm not sure, the guy called Tsepo, who's doing jeans. And I was so surprised and happy at the same time to see his story there. And I thought, and also all these flights are coming in and out of Nelson Mandela Bay, but I don't see any story from Nelson Mandela Bay because also Tsepo is from Gauteng. So I was thinking to myself, how do we then get our stories of the young people in the Nelson Mandela Bay into these magazines so that they can also get the exposure to be known worldwide about their amazing work they are doing. But I knew from then that, yes, I would love to start something like this, but then I don't have funds because I'll have to do things like printing and stuff like that to do an actual formal magazine. And I thought also at the same time, people don't really have money to go and buy stuff online. So I had to think, but I had to find a solution, which was the WhatsApp. So when I realized that I can do a proper magazine, and instead of distributing the normal way online or physical copies, but I can do this and distribute it via WhatsApp. So that's how it started, and the aim was to really keep it Nelson Mandela Bay because I really love our Nelson Mandela Bay, and I know there's so much work that needs to be exposed in this Nelson Mandela Bay. But then things were out of control after I started. 2 months after I started, I'm using Twitter, I'm using Facebook, and people are seeing posters every now and then because our Twitter also has about more than 10K followers from different provinces and also out of the country. So when people start to see something that excites them and they love it, then they want to follow it and they want to be part of it. That's where then I realized that keeping it Nelson Mandela Bay may be a good idea, but in the long run, So I had to agree to everyone who was asking to be part of it from out of Nelson Mandela Bay, and also that has assisted me now to keep my territory in South Africa because I'm the only person now who's running this kind of a magazine.
Wow. And it is, I've seen it. A friend of mine asked me, Sipho said, I should vote. There's a competition that are being ran, and I saw their faces, and I'm like, okay, I know you. This is happening here in Port Elizabeth. It was something great to see. And with such a concept of a magazine, you have to know how to write because you're writing about people's stories. Those stories have to be edited before you print them out. And sometimes the things that you have to do are not necessarily your skills.
That's true.
How do you make sure that you get all the necessary skills, or you get the people who have these skills in order to help build this dream of yours that you have?
So there's a lot that's happening on the background, but from the beginning, when I started, I know I don't even have experience to as an editor or as a journalist, which is people who are working on the magazines. But I had to find a way also to make this happen because I knew that this has to happen. So I tried to get a few friends who could assist here and there. And also when I'm trying to get whichever business's story, I give the actual business owner a right to put their story the way they want the public to know their story. So by the time the story gets to me, it doesn't need much tweaking or editing, but then I'll go through the story and put it in a way that also when I go to the owner to approve it, they will be happy, because at the same time, people need to tell exactly what the public they want to know about their businesses.
Oh, okay. Isn't the danger in that, because they will tell you, they will write their story, but it
Yes.
might happen that you don't agree, or your magazine does not agree
Yeah.
with what they are saying.
Yeah.
So are there situations where you have to send it back and say, no, you can't, this thing and this
Yeah.
magazine, they are not aligned?
Fortunately, this far I haven't come across such, but I have dealt with people who have content that I think it won't be suitable for the magazine, and I was able to then address it to them that yes, this is great, but for your work, I don't think it will be. It can fit into what we are doing. And most of the time, I get stories which is real stories of South African young people who are making sure they want to put out their story in a very professional and decent way to the next person. So this far, we're getting good stories, and also with the people who are assisting in terms of editing, they really are not doing much, because the stories are real stories.
Okay. So if there's a young person doing matric now,
Yeah.
and they want to be a content developer,
Yeah.
and what would you advise them to do? Because this is something, at least you are ahead of them,
Yeah.
to a certain extent. What would you advise them to work on as they start?
I think as a start, allow yourself to think and implement whatever you are thinking. And what I've realized this far in my journey is that whatever you have in mind, do not discuss it a lot with friends or your groups or whoever, because sometimes when we're discussing our dreams or your plans, people always got so much that can convince you to think that
cannot happen.
let me just stop, it's not gonna work. Try to trust your gut. And the very good thing about these days with the socials is that there's platforms whereby you can also find courses where they can assist you to follow the route, because at the moment I'm using a platform called Edison, which has different kinds of courses, and I'm trying now to indulge more in content developing, and that's where I noticed that this is exactly what I wanted. So for any young person who's out there trying to be a content developer, try to bring fresh stuff, something. You don't have to bring something different to everyone, but try to be very much original and trust your gut.
Wow. You said that don't share too much, but with the sharing of too much,
Yeah.
I must say though, if your friends make your dream small,
Yeah.
then there's an issue. Are they supposed to be your friends at the first place? Because sometimes with the friendships, you have a dream,
Yeah.
and you see all the reasons why it can't work. But
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about myself. The minute I share and be like, this is what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
they run with it. They see it bigger, and
Yeah.
they help to bring it to life.
Yeah.
So maybe that person that, you just check your friends. Check your
Yeah,
cycle.
you always have to check your friends, because I remember when I started with the magazine, it was in my mind so much that I couldn't explain it. I remember I was speaking to my mentor, telling them that this is the idea. And I remember to her, it didn't really make sense. And I said to her, I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to send it to you. You're just going to tell me what you think. And that was the only person who saw it, and they were happy about it. And I remember back then, I couldn't even design the actual cover page, and they assisted with that, which is the first and the second month of the magazine. From there, they took the work and they gave it to me, and I had to start doing everything by myself. And from then, I started growing.
Yeah. Are there places here in the Nelson Mandela Bay? I'm not sure if you will have an answer for this, but are there places where young people can go to if they have these ideas but they lack resources to bring them to life? Are there channels they can?
I really don't wanna say stuff I don't know, but I really don't know if there are places like that. But I think I had a conversation with a friend about what you are asking right now, because I think we need something more like a support group whereby we can have time maybe once a month with a group of thinkers who can just say what they're thinking and start to support each other when it comes to our ideas and dreams. Like, I know people are scared of sharing their actual ideas because people steal them, but we really need a space whereby dreamers, thinkers can sit down and just share what they're thinking without being judged, because in some circles, even your small idea, someone's gonna laugh at you to a point that you feel like, let me not say things again. Or you even stop dreaming or sharing your ideas now because people start to laugh whenever you are sharing your thing. So I think for an age group starting from your grade 10, we really need to find classes or support groups whereby we allow kids to sit there, just think and just implement whatever they are thinking, which is, I think that's one of the longest plans of the WhatsApp magazine. I really would like to take it to schools whereby I can have certain schools and certain kids who are more interested into the entertainment and advertising space, so we can grow them from there. Because at the moment, young people are at the same time reckless when it comes to social networks, and the very same young people who are reckless are the same young people who are in 5 years time going to apply for a job opportunity on SABC or somewhere else. And people now, they go back and check your background and they're using the social network. So we really need to start having those kind of conversations with young people from early as your grade 10.
That's so true. And that is very true. It is really needed, because if someone is a thinker at a certain community, if you're a thinker, it's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? You think that you are better than us. And I'm like, this person is just a dreamer.
Yeah.
And I wish we could learn from the Western way, because a child, they will make noise with drums and they see a gift. They see, let's work on that.
Not a noise.
They don't hear noise and stress and things like that. It is so true. When did you realize, you yourself, when did you realize that your ideas, your dreams, they are valid? Because I'm not sure if it's something you're born with, or it's something that you learned along the way, that no, man, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm dreaming, it can be brought to life, it can manifest.
I think personally, like I said, I also did some kind of music growing up, but also what keeps you going always confirms what's in you. For instance, with myself, I happen on my way to fully being exposed to spirituality and God. And there's one thing that's always in me right now, is that our creativity comes straight from the Creator.
True.
So that's whereby I was like, whatever creative thinking that comes from me, I get excited because it confirms with me that, okay, God is still with me. You know, sometimes you always wanna understand God is still there, because at times things can be dry even if you are trying. But for me personally, as soon as I think something that excites me, more like a creative idea, it always confirms to me that, okay, the Creator is there, is giving me this creativity. So that's when I also thought that I need to always make sure that whatever I'm thinking, it can be implemented.
Because it comes straight from the source.
Exactly.
I love that. One thing that I want us to talk also about is the book that you recently published. Small starter pack.
Okay.
Spiritual starter pack. And I love the thinking behind this. Very creative. If you buy the SIM cards, like back then, if you bought a SIM card, it was this size.
Exactly.
It had a booklet like this to help you, that you insert and everything, like the how to.
Exactly.
So as I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this is very smart. It could have been an A4 a booklet, but you decided to make it in this way. What came through your mind when you wrote this? Why did you write this?
So the Spiritual Starter Pack, it's a booklet that I designed and wrote 2018. That was before I started with the WhatsApp magazine. So the thinking was exactly what you are saying. If you buy your any network SIM card, you always get that small booklet whereby it sets you up on what to do for you to be fully active. So the idea of the spiritual starter pack is exactly that. It's connecting people to the creator, because as much as we know there's a creator, but some of us don't really know how to get there. So the spiritual starter pack booklet, it's as small and straight to the point as that, because it was meant to just give you the basics. And I believe if you have the basics, then your foundation will be as strong as it's supposed to be. Yeah.
I love also how you made things very simple. Even you don't need much to understand what this book is talking about. You really, and it even says get connected, a starter pack with Christ. And when I read through, I saw I'm gonna read.
Yeah.
It says the Holy Spirit, which lives within Christians, is like a SIM card in a cell phone.
Yeah.
In that, a cell phone cannot be used for doing what it was designed to do, making calls, sending messages, without a SIM card. The same applies with Christians. We cannot do God's work without the Holy Spirit living within us and prompting us to do God's work.
Yeah.
Wow, I love the simplicity. You know, if you keep things simple, they make sense.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what I've found as I'm growing in content developing. You should be able to try to keep things as simple as possible, and the impact should also be there, because you want to make sure people get the message, and you want to make sure that they don't get tired having that a lot of content at the same time.
Yeah. Wow, wonderful. How can people access, how can they get themselves if they want the book? I see that you have a number that is here behind the last page of the book when you finish reading. But how, if someone wants to get hold of this copy, how can they?
People can contact me directly if they want the booklets. But the booklets, I mostly use them in places like your children's homes, but if you want it as an individual, you can always contact me on 078 703 7820.
Awesome. And you say that when you visit these children's homes, so that's also part of the things that you are involved with?
Yeah, that's part of my work as a young person, because I believe for me to be where I'm at now, someone else came and taught me something, and I always need to make time whenever there's time also to go and plant something somewhere. So that's the actual work I do when I'm not busy with the WhatsApp magazine.
You're going to this place and helping these children, these kids, and all these people out. What's the plan? What's next for you? 2020 tried to stop people from doing a lot of things, but a lot of people, as much as we might think that, yes, it's sad, but a lot of people did manage to do things, manage to pull through. So I believe that you're also one of those people, because the WhatsApp magazine was going and people could access it. What's next for Xola Speelman?
There's so much coming that I believe is gonna happen soon, and the plans for the WhatsApp magazine soon, we're gonna trying to get it to a WhatsApp bot whereby people can receive it 24/7 and by an easy access, because the WhatsApp bot, it's something so easy whereby I can load different content at the same time, and it won't need me to be physically there to distribute the magazine. People can just chat with the bot and get the magazine, so which is a plan for our 2021. And yes, you are right, so many things have happened in the past few months of 2020, but at the same time, as a person who works with a lot of small businesses, what makes me happy is to see a lot of great potential businesses that have started just in this lockdown, and you see that people really are fighting for their dreams. And also with the WhatsApp magazine, just yesterday we just got a new big sponsor, not really a sponsor, a new contract from MTN for the next 12 months. So things are starting to happen, and also we are being recognized from different provinces, going to abroad. So there's great things coming up.
Awesome. One of the products that I know that you have dealt with, Nguni products.
Yes,
I've seen the partnership with Nguni products as well. So there are other businesses. Also, if you are from the Nelson Mandela Bay and you are a business owner, you want to put your business out there for people to know and see that you are out there and you're doing something, you can contact Xola on this number 078 703 7820 078 703 7820. Please contact him and check him out. Tell him what you're doing. I don't think he will mind putting your story out there for people to know about you. Otherwise, Budam, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for passing by Midday Talk with Luzuko here on Agape FM.
Thank you so much also for your time, guys, and for this moment. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in here. Midday Talk with Luzuko on Agape FM.